Hello, Facebook. Happy Wednesday. How y'all doing? Let me share this out to the groups. These instrumentals make me think I can rap. I'm gonna come out with a rap album. Y'all want to hear me rap? Ooh. Okay. One. Let's go live on Instagram. Gram. Live. Keep. Hi, King Tax Services 18. How you doing, my darling? Our name off of your corn dogs. Pin comment. Hi, Forever Key. All right. Hello, guys. Oh, I got 9 people. Hey, Kenya, how you doing, darling? I got 9 people up on Facebook. Okay. I like that. Hi, Busy Peach. Hi, Lisi or Lessie or Lise. I'm not exactly sure how to say your name. Please correct me if I'm saying it wrong. Okay, we are getting started at about 8:05, guys. We want to give people time to come on in. I also want to give you time to invite your peoples. We've got quite a few stories today. We have a couple that we weren't able to get to yesterday. And like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 news stories. So we have about 7 stories that we're trying to get through today. I don't know if we're going to get through them all. Reminders before the show starts. Hi, Sincere39. How are you? Logos 101, the video series, is up for pre-order right now. If you are in the beginning stages of your business and you don't know, how to, what you should have as a logo, if you're struggling with how to represent your company best and how to position yourself branding wise, you want to get this video series that is being co-facilitated by myself and Martine Mango of Seedbox Digital, a branding firm. So check that out at the link in my bio, linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm. King Tax Services said she's good. She's working, getting ready for the weekend. Have a 2-day vending event, and tax season starts Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, if you need a tax person, go check out King Tax Services 18. She is thebomb.com. She does live broadcasts where she teaches you how to, come up on your taxes, and she gives savings and budgeting advice. So go check out King Tax Services 18 on Instagram and King's Cash Club on Facebook. Okay, we're getting started in just about a minute. Let me know where y'all are joining from. I see a lot of people in Facebook. Kenya, how you doing, my darling? We got some other people in there. Say hi. Don't be shy. Oh, y'all, I have been struggling with my energy levels these past couple days. I'm trying to keep them up. I think I need to start taking more multivitamins or something. Hi, Sully the Great. Okay. So we are all right, guys. Now is the time to share this out to your peoples. I'm going to start the recording on my audio recording device. So ATL, Busy Peach is joining us from ATL. Okay, Georgia Peach. All right, let's get started. Welcome. Happy, I almost said Thursday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm ready for the week to be over. Welcome to NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday through Thursday broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If you're wondering who's this crazy lady on the internet, who's this person whose voice I'm hearing on this podcast, I'm Natalie Pierre-Lewis. I'm the host of the show, and I am owner and operator of NPL Consulting LLC, a business formation firm. What that means is I help people like yourself, people who want to be entrepreneurs, creatives who want to make money from their creations. I help you get your business paperwork together. Things like, yes, Sincere 39 Hump Day. Things like registering your business with the state, getting EIN numbers and DUNS numbers, making sure you have appropriate contracts, hiring employees properly, brand protection through trademarks, copyrights, and patents. I help you do all of that stuff. Why am I qualified to help you? I'm so glad that you asked. I am a licensed attorney, have been one for 14 years and counting. I have started multiple businesses for myself and others, both online and offline. I have had many careers in the realms of entrepreneurship, the law, education, hospitality, and administrative support. Excuse me. And most important, I am very passionate about making business and legal education as accessible to everybody as possible. Not everybody has the time, the money, or the desire to go to business school or to law school, but so many of you have amazing business ideas. And if you're going to make it in business, there's just some things that you need to know. No way around it. If you would like to see how we can work together, how I can help you get your business more organized, set up a solid foundation for your business, or if you just don't know the very first steps to even getting your business in order, book a free 15-minute consultation using the link in my bio, linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm. At that link, you can also download my free business launch cheat sheet that will help you start your dream business in 7 days or less. Again, linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm. And again, logos 101. A lot of you guys, if you're first starting out in business, people, they want a logo, they want to trademark it, but you have to be very intentional about your logo and how you brand your company. So myself and Martine Mango of Seedbox Digital, we are doing a video series on logos, the 7 different types of logos, how to brand yourself properly, how to choose your colors, how to choose the right font. And that is for pre-order right now for just $29 at linktree/NPL And you can also join us live Mondays at 8 o'clock for Logos 101. All right. Enough about me. Let's get on to the show. The way that the show works is I pull stories from the news or stories that you guys have suggested that have a business concept that we can pull from it and learn from, and we discuss it. I don't just talk to you, we discuss it together. So I'm going to ask you questions. I'm going to ask you to put some emojis in the boxes. If you have comments, if you have questions, don't be afraid to drop them in the box and I will answer them to the best of my ability. All right. So if we are ready to get started, let me see a couple of readies in the comments. All right. I want to make sure that everybody's on their toes. Make sure your buttons are working. So let me see some readies in the comments. Toby, really? For those of you who are new, I have a co-host. Thank you, MJ Jackson. I have a co-host who hops in and out from time to time. He is my son, my dog, Toby. So if you hear like chains jangling, that's his collar. Okay. Forever Key is ready. Kenya is ready. MJ Jackson is ready. All right. So we are finishing up a couple of stories from yesterday. All right. So yesterday, I had a story about Rolex. How many of y'all have heard of Rolex? If you have heard of Rolex, give me an R in the comments. If you have a Rolex and you don't want it, send it to me. But if you know what a Rolex is, give me an R in the comments. Okay? And while you do that, I'm going to tell you why we're talking about Rolex today. So a while ago, I talked to you guys about a story. There is a company called La Californienne. And what they do, thank you for all the R's, they take Rolex watches and they change out the bands. Not only do they change out the bands and they make them very colorful, they also switch out some of the crystals and the dials. Now, these are genuine Rolexes that they purchase and they, gussy up and make their own. Rolex has filed a trademark infringement, thank you, MJ, a trademark infringement suit against La Californienne, saying that they are selling fake Rolexes. Now, you may be asking yourself, how are these fake Rolexes if La Californienne is actually buying the Rolexes and they're genuine? Well, Rolex has a different definition of fake than the typical producer. For Rolex, if you alter anything in a Rolex watch, the dials, the crystals, any of the internal working parts, any of the outside parts, for them, it is no longer a Rolex. It is no longer a genuine item. It is not subject to any of their warranties. So they're coming after La Californienne and they're saying, hey, you're selling fake Rolexes because you're changing stuff out of these Rolexes, okay? So that was the suit. Hi, Casey Houston, mom. Hi, Reset Wellness. How you doing? I haven't seen you in a minute. So Rolex, they filed this trademark infringement and counterfeit suit against La Californienne, but La Californienne is saying, hey, this is fair use. We are not claiming that we are selling, yes, Busy Bee. La Californienne is saying, look, we're not selling fake Rolexes, okay? We're just putting Rolex on it. The name Rolex is on it because it is a Rolex item that we bought. If you guys remember the cases that we talked about for that company Scentwish, where they were being sued by, I want to say, Chanel or another perfume maker. The perfume maker was basically saying that because Scentwish was rebottling the perfumes, it was no longer a genuine Chanel or whatever brand it was perfume, and it was a fake, and they were selling fake perfume. This is kind of the same argument that Rolex is making. They're like, you're changing up stuff in our watch. There is a very particular way that we set up our watches. There's a very particular way in which they're built. So if you change that, you're selling a fake Rolex. La Californienne is using what is called the nominative fair use argument. They're saying we're not out here trying to pretend like we're selling genuine, full-fledged Rolexes. We are saying that these are Rolex watches only so that people can identify the product. We are in no way saying that we are affiliated with Rolex. We are not saying that we are endorsed by Rolex. We're just letting you know that this is a Rolex watch that we fixed up, as opposed to, I don't know, give me like a lower tier watch brand, because I don't know watches. So I want to ask you guys as an audience, do you think that Rolex is doing too much? Or do you think that they are kind of like just nitpicking at La Californienne? Because La Californienne is not saying that they're a genuine Rolex distributor. All they're saying is, hey, we bought some old Rolexes, we changed out the bands and some stuff in them. Do you want to buy it? Right? AP Jackson said a lower tier watch is Timex. So La Californienne is just like, we want to let people know it's not like we're selling you a Timex watch. This was a genuine Rolex watch that we bought, but we fixed it up. We are not affiliated with Rolex. So do you think that this is a fair use of the Rolex name? Should Californienne be able to say, hey, these are Rolexes we fixed up, or should they have to totally remove Rolex from the watch? Is Rolex doing too much, or are they right in defending this aspect of their business? What do you guys think about that? Because think about I always think all the time of that story that we did about Cash Doll, where she had that Louis Vuitton, what you call that? Gunproof vest with like the musket and a face mask. Now, these were genuine Louis Vuitton materials, but they were altered, right? And we talked about how there is a fair use if you buy the genuine parts and you rework them. As long as you say it's altered, you're kind of okay. But Rolex is like, we don't even want you saying it's altered. This is not a Rolex, period. That's what Rolex is arguing. And La Californienne is saying, look, it is a Rolex. It's just a Rolex that we did something different to it. So what do you guys think about that? Okay. And if you need some time to mull over that story, that's fine, because we have plenty of stories to go over tonight. All right. Next story that we are talking about is, again, it's also a follow-up story. Do I have anybody here who is a fan of New York Fashion Week, or anybody who's into fashion, watches the fashion shows? Everybody know what New York Fashion Week is? If you know what New York Fashion Week is, type NYFW in the comments. If you know what New York Fashion Week is, type NYFW in the comments. And I got to go back to my notes because I have to refresh both yourselves and myself about the facts of this story. Okay? All right. Okay. Thank you, Kenya, for New York Fashion Week. I thought my screen was stuck for a second. All right. Okay. So a while ago, I want to say probably back in September-ish, maybe, we talked about IMG Worldwide and the Council of Fashion Designers of America suing a company named Fashion Week Inc. Now, IMG Worldwide and Council of Fashion Designers, they've been hosting New York Fashion Week since 2001. Fashion Week Inc. has been in existence for about 6 years. And they initially set themselves up as an online ticket agency service. So if you wanted tickets to a show, this is what Fashion Week Inc. did. However, Fashion Week Inc. decided to go and start filing trademarks for New York Fashion Week, and they started, yes, this one is back, and they started coordinating their own fashion shows, right? Now, to their credit, they filed trademark applications and they actually got them. They got trademarks for New York Fashion Week in 2013. So they do have an official trademark for it, but it was only for online ticket agency services. But now, Fashion Week Inc. is now coordinating and organizing their own fashion shows, and the people who run New York Fashion Week are not happy about it. Okay? Now, New York Fashion Week themselves, the people from IMG and the CFDA, they do have trademarks for New York Fashion Week, but it is for sports, talent management, and other events, right? On top of that, they used to call the New York Fashion Week show the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week, and they were calling it that apparently, or at least Fashion Week Inc. says they were calling it that up until 2015. Fashion Week Inc., they're basically firing back at IMG, who has filed a trademark infringement suit against them. And they're saying that IMG is the one who is in the wrong. They stopped using New York Fashion Week about 10 years ago. And when Fashion Week Inc. started using New York Fashion Week, IMG had not used it in about 10 years, right? They said, Fashion Week Inc. said, we've been using New York Fashion Week and NYFW from 2013 to December 2019 without a problem. And their other argument is that New York Fashion Week is a generic term that does not deserve trademark protection. And they are claiming that IMG Worldwide and the CFDA, they're the ones infringing because Fashion Week has their trademarks. However, remember, when you have a trademark, you trademark it in a specific category, right? Fashion Week Inc. trademarked New York Fashion Week and NYFW for online ticket sales. They did not get the trademark for events. Hi, Keenan Edwards. They did not trademark it to actually coordinate events. They only trademarked it to be an online ticket agency, right? And now New York Fashion Week, which is the people who organize New York Fashion Week, who put on the actual shows, they're saying, hey, you're encroaching on our territory. We've been putting this show on for years, and now you're trying to put on your own fashion shows and use the term New York Fashion Week. So I bring this to you as an impartial audience. Do you think New York Fashion Week is a generic term, or do you associate New York Fashion Week with a specific company or a specific lane? Let me know. Does Fashion Week Inc. have an argument here? Is New York Fashion Week a generic term, even though Fashion Week Inc. has a trademark on it? Because their arguments are: one, it's generic; two, we started using it way after you stopped using it, and we've been using it for 6 years without a problem. So what do you guys think? I personally think that Fashion Week Inc. is trying to take advantage of the popularity of New York Fashion Week. When I think New York Fashion Week, I think all of those high-end designers, Balenciaga, Marc Jacobs, whoever else. I'm not a big fashion girl, but I know the big names, right? Now, I don't know who Fashion Week Inc. is going to be able to get for their show. However, I doubt that they're going to be able to get, a Versace or, whoever else to walk in these shows. So is there a possibility for confusion here? Do we associate New York Fashion Week with a single entity, or is it something that we think has become generic? Because there are fashion weeks all over the place. You've got Paris Fashion Week, Milan Fashion Week. Is New York Fashion Week too generic? That is my question to you as an audience. What y'all think? Y'all so quiet today. Okay. But yeah, those were the two stories that we had from yesterday that I wanted to catch up on. So mull those over. Let me know what you think about Rolex and their claim that La Californienne is selling fake Rolexes because they're changing out parts. And let me know what do you think? Do you think Les CJ agrees with me? She thinks that Fashion Week is overreaching. I think so too. Hi, Alva Scott. I think Fashion Week, they've only been in business 6 years. I've heard of New York Fashion Week for years, and I don't, granted, I'm not going to say I associate it with one brand, but I know that I associate it with high-end fashion in New York, right? So you, young upstart, while, I applaud you on getting these trademarks in your industry, now you're encroaching on someone else's industry. So you can't just take those marks and try to use them in someone else's industry. It would be like, okay, let's take something. Okay, let's say we have Apple Technologies, and then let's say we have Apple hair products, right? And we both have trademarks. I have a trademark for Apple in tech, with the Apple, and I have a trademark for Apple for hair bundles. If I decide to start making phones, if I'm the hair bundle person and I decide to start making phones, I can't go and call them Apple phones because I'm not in that industry, right? So this is kind of the argument that New York Fashion Week is making. You're encroaching on our industry. You said you do online ticket sales. Stay in your lane. You can't go coordinating shows like we do. That is IMG and CFDA's argument against Fashion Week Inc. So what do you guys think about that? Or is New York Fashion Week just too generic? But yes, we are going to move on to our next stories, okay? Now we move on to the news stories that we have just for today. Want to remind you guys, pick up the Logos 101 video series. It is available for pre-order right now. If you want to know the 7 types of logos, how to use them properly, how to choose the appropriate colors for your logo, how to position yourself branding wise, how to picking the right font, all those things are important when choosing a logo. You're going to want to pre-order this video series, okay? We've gone through the first 2 episodes. We've got at least 3 left. So after the series is over, it will be $79. So you're going to want to pick it up, all right? All right. Next story we are talking about. Do we have any football fans in the house? If you like football, give me a football emoji. I need to see a football emoji. I need to see a football emoji. I'm being silly, y'all. This is a case of the Dallas Cowboys versus the San Francisco 49ers. So if we have any Cowboy fans in the house, raise your hand. And if we have any 49er fans in the house, raise your hand. And, let me know which one you are. Okay? Sincere 39 is a football fan. I think you are an Eagles fan, if I'm not mistaken, Sincere. I think. But yes, let's move on to to our story. So there is a defensive end on the Cowboys? Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so this is right up your alley. So do you know who DeMarcus Lawrence is, Sincere 39? I'm sure you do if you're a Cowboys fan, but for those who don't, DeMarcus Lawrence, he is a defensive end for the Dallas Cowboys. And apparently the Dallas Cowboys have been using this phrase for themselves, hot boys, and boys is spelled with a Z. He uses it for, who he is. And have you heard DeMarcus Lawrence using the phrase hot boys to refer to him and his teammates, Sincere 39? Because apparently DeMarcus Lawrence is very upset that someone from the 49ers, a linebacker by the name of Quan Alexander, is trying to trademark Hot Boys with 2 Z's and Hot Boys with 2 Z's University. So DeMarcus Lawrence, he is calling this trademark application, and Quan Alexander, he's calling him an imposter. When he found out that Quan Alexander is filing a trademark for Hot Boys and Hot Boys University, he replied with a GIF of an application being denied with a stamp. He also commented on Twitter that they need to lawyer up. Hi, Nessie Time. Now, as well, aside from DeMarcus Lawrence, 2 of his teammates, Jalen Smith and Antoine Woods, are also backing DeMarcus up with this Hot Boys thing. He made a comment. Hi, Mason 1959. Hi, Tanya Blingologist. He made a comment on his Twitter. He said, it doesn't matter how many Z's you put on it, it's still my phrase. Because remember, he was referring to him and his teammates as Hot Boys with 1 Z. Quan Alexander is trying to trademark Hot Boys with 2 Z's. Now, to top it all off, DeMarcus Lawrence and his teammates, they have jewelry and merchandise that says Hot Boys on it. Now, there is not an official trademark filed, but there is evidence of use. You had a call as well. Oh, we're talking about your Cowboys, girl. Somebody's trying to steal your Cowboys phrase. If you know the defensive end, DeMarcus Lawrence, he is accusing a San Francisco 49er by the name of Quan Alexander of being an imposter because he is trying to file a trademark for the term Hot Boys and Hot Boys University. And apparently, DeMarcus uses that phrase to refer to himself and some of his teammates, and they even have, merchandise and jewelry. So I want to know from you guys, you football fans, do you think that DeMarcus has a case here? Because it doesn't say that he's filed the application, but he's planning on fighting it. Now, he does have jewelry, he does have merch. Quan Alexander, yes, he's added a second Z to it, but it's still Hot Boys. Who do you think is right in this situation? No? You don't think so? Okay. All right. I think that I feel like Hot Boys is dicey. Just in general. I feel like Hot Boys, I've been hearing Hot Boys since the 90s. When I think Hot Boys, I think Cash Money Records. I think Baby. I think Manny Fresh. Sincere 39 said, of course he does. And granted, this is being trademarked in the realm of sports, but again, I'm not a big follower of the Dallas Cowboys or the 49ers. So I don't know how prevalent the Hot Boys is. Like, Sincere 39 and Tanya, as Dallas Cowboys fans, when you hear Hot Boys, do you think of DeMarcus Lawrence? Do you think of the Dallas Cowboys? Let me know. Oh, hi, Rafael. I want to go to Brazil one day. Yes. So let me know what y'all let me know what y'all think about that. I think you don't immediately, okay. And that's fair. I feel like Hot Boys might be kind of generic. And I wouldn't be surprised, well, the spelling might be a little different. I'm going to keep an eye on this. I'm very interested to see what the USPTO has to say about this Hot Boys and Hot Boys University filing. I need to do some digging around on the test website. By the way, for those of you that don't know, if you ever want to know if something is already trademarked, you can go to the United States Patent and Trademark Office website and use their TESS, their test search tool, to look up trademarks that are registered, okay? So that is just a little tip for you out there. But yeah, so good luck to DeMarcus Lawrence. I hope him and Quan Alexander, work this out. All right. Now, we are moving on to another story. Do I have any beer lovers in the room? If you like beer, I don't know if we're going to finish today. If you like beer, give me a beer emoji. Give me a beer emoji. So, I posted a picture in my stories today of two different cans of beer. Both of them said Deer Park, and I asked you guys if they were too close for comfort. And the last time I checked, 78% of you said it was too close for comfort. Well, I'm going to explain what kind in just a moment. So there is a company called Buck Baits LLC. They are located in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and they have a trademark on the phrase Deer Camp. They got it in 2015, and they got it in the category of coffee-related products, including coffee-infused beer. Hi, Ashley Nicole. How you doing, boo? Okay. So they got the trademark for Deer Park for coffee-infused beer, and they got the website domain www.deercampbeer in 2015. Here's the problem. There is another brewery called Bell's Brewery. They recently, in the last couple of years, started making their own Deer Park beer, right? And it is also coffee-infused beer. So Buck Baits, as they should have, they sent a cease and desist to Bell's Brewery. They actually sent two of them. And Bell's Brewery said no, both on the phone and by letter. And not only did they say, no, we're not going to stop using Deer Camp for our coffee-infused beer, the owner said that he would make it difficult for Buck Baits LLC to expand and would sue them back for trademark infringement. Okay? Here's the problem. Bell's Brewery, the later Deer Park coffee-infused beer, they already applied 2 times for Deer Park coffee-infused beer, and they were denied by the USPTO because of confusion. And despite being denied by the USPTO, being denied this trademark, they still went ahead and made this beer. They started selling insulated can holders, stickers, signs, lip balm, tap handles, and more. Not only that, the way that they designed their Deer Park coffee-infused beer was very similar to the way that Buck Baits did it. They used an orange color scheme, and they used all capital letters. And they targeted the same groups, like outdoorsy types. That's who the beer was targeting. Funny story is that this company, Bell's Brewery, who was stealing Deer Park from Buck Bates, they sued another company for trademark infringement and lost because that company was trying to use Inspired Brewing, and they took issue with that because I guess it was a line of beer that they stole. So I think it's very funny that this company that sued another company for trademark infringement is now infringing on another company and refusing to stop. Because if you look at the picture in my stories, both companies' beers, now they're both coffee infused beers. Both of them use an orange color scheme. Both of them use capital letters. Do you think, as a consumer, that that could cause confusion if I see Deer Park coffee infused beer and Deer Park coffee infused beer in the same store? Let me know what you think. So, Buck Bates LLC is coming after Bell's Brewery for their Deer Park, and I want to know from you guys, do you think that they are justified? What do you think? Nessie Time thinks that they're justified, and I agree with you. I think they're totally justified. They've had this trademark since 2015. Bell's Brewery has only been using it. Thank you, Sincere39. He agrees as well. Bell's Brewery has only been using it for about a year or so. And on top of that, you were already denied the trademark. So how are you going to refuse to stop using a mark that the USPTO itself has told you, hey, you can't have this because it belongs to someone else and it's going to cause confusion in the marketplace? That is why you can't use the same trademarks in the same category in the same industry. The whole point of trademarks is to distinguish yourself in the marketplace. You don't want to blend in. Your trademark is meant to identify who makes this product. So you can't have two Deer Camp coffee infused beers out here. Okay? All right. So good luck to Buck Bates. I hope that, they get justice and Bell's Brewery is put in their place. All right. We have 1, 2. Okay. I'm going to have to leave these no, we're just going to go through it. Whatever. I just want to get through it. Okay. We have another football story. Does anybody know who Lamar Jackson is? If you know who Lamar Jackson is and what team he plays for, write what team he plays for in the comments. I will, and I'll wait for that. In the meantime, I'm going to tell you what happened. So Lamar Jackson, he is a quarterback for a team that I'm waiting for you guys to tell me about. He has filed a trademark for 3 trademarks, for 3 phrases. He has filed a trademark. Oh, you know who Lamar Jackson is? Awesome. Oh no, that's for something else. Sorry, Sincere39. My brain is like all over the place. So Lamar Jackson, okay, Sincere39 said, of course, Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson, he is a quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens. And we actually talked about the Baltimore Ravens not too long ago because one of the players on the team had been using this phrase "big trust," and he was gonna trademark it, and then this guy from Las Vegas beat him to the punch and said that he wants to work with the Ravens, and the Ravens are like, girl, please. Thank you, AP Jackson, for that. Ravens, yes. Well, Lamar Jackson is not letting this Las Vegas guy deter him. He has just filed 3 trademarks. He has filed a trademark for the word truzz, Truzz. He has also filed a trademark for the phrase, not bad for a running back. And he has also filed a trademark for, you are going to get a bowl out of me, believe that. So now remember, we've got this Vegas guy who's trying to trademark big trust. So Lamar Jackson basically said, you can keep big trust. I'm going to trademark these other 3 phrases, truzz, not bad for a running back, and you're going to get a bowl out of me, believe that. So he has filed all 3 of these in the category of clothing lines. So if you are a Ravens fan, and if you are specifically a Lamar Jackson fan, look out for some merch coming out with truzz or not bad for a running back, or you're going to get a bowl out of me, believe that. And that is how you capitalize on your phrases. Whenever you got something of popularity, if you think you can make money off it, you need to protect it, okay? All right. Oh, and apparently he led the Ravens in a 14-win season. So congratulations to Lamar. All right. Okay. And this is a quick story. If we have any wrestling fans here, does anybody know who Jim Cornette is? This is a funny story. So there's a guy, Jim Cornette. Hi, my tummy treasures. There's a guy named Jim Cornette, and he's affiliated with wrestling somehow. I'm not sure how the article didn't say. But he has a podcast as well, I guess, where he commentates on wrestling, right? And apparently he's a controversial figure because there is a t-shirt store called Indie Connection. They sell wrestling merch. They are selling shirts that say, fuck Jim Cornette. Now, they have also filed a trademark for the phrase, fuck Jim Cornette. Now, remember, we have talked about trademarking obscene words, and the Supreme Court has said just because a word is offensive, just because a phrase is offensive, does not mean that it does not have the ability to be trademarked, right? So this t-shirt company goes to the USPTO and says, hey, we want to sell fuck Jim Cornette's shirts, and we would like to trademark the phrase. They have been opposed by Jim Cornette himself, and the USPTO upheld his opposition. And I'm going to tell you why. For 3 reasons. One, well, not 3 reasons, but 3 backup reasons to this one reason. The USPTO denied Indie Connection's trademark for fuck Jim Cornette because they said the phrase is too common. Apparently, Jim Cornette is not liked out here in these streets. There are several threads on Twitter and on forums where people are using the phrase fuck Jim Cornette. It is a hashtag on social media sites. There are third parties selling fuck Jim Cornette shirts on their websites. And Cornette's own online store is selling fuck Jim Cornette shirts. So, fuck Jim Cornette is off the market. I just thought this was a hilarious story because I have no idea who this guy is, and people are trying to capitalize on the fact that people hate him, including himself. But yes, so if you see any fuck Jim Cornette shirts, let me take a picture of it and tag me in it, okay? Yes. Now on to our key story of the night that I wanted to talk to you guys about. As you can, before we get into that, want to remind you, if you need help getting your business foundation together and you don't know how to start, I encourage you to set up a free 15-minute consultation with me using the link in my bio, linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm, linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm, linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm. At that link, you can also download my free business launch cheat sheet that will help you get your dream business off the ground in 7 days or less. All right? Okay. Now, on to our final story. The title of today's show is called Keep Our Name Off of Your Corn Dogs. And this is a follow-up to a story that we did some time ago. If we have any people from Texas in the house, please give me a Texas in the comments, okay? So I'm going to give you the background to this story. So in Texas, there is the Texas State Fair, and there is a brand of corn dogs that is very popular there. They're called Fletcher Original State Fair Corny Dogs, and they actually have a trademark for their corn dogs. Right, they're a staple at the Texas State Fair. Kenya's from Texas. Kenya, have you ever had a Fletcher's corny dog? Have you ever had a Fletcher's corny dog, Kenya? So Fletcher Corny Dog, they have a trademark for corny dogs. You know, everybody, I guess, looks forward to it at the Texas State Fair, all this stuff. Here's the problem. It's a family-owned business, but the family is big. And two members of this Fletcher family, some cousins, they decided, hey, we want to open up our own store. They called it Fletch, and they sold food at Cowboys games. Since they're not at Texas. You never had one, Kenya? Okay. So they were selling food at Cowboys games and at the AT&T Stadium. They sold corn dogs, but they mostly focused on funnel cakes. So while corn dogs were an option for this new business, Fletch, they weren't advertising their corn dogs. They were advertising their funnel cakes, but you could get corn dogs, hot dogs. What else did they say in here? You could get corn dogs, hot dogs, sausage, and cheese and stuff, right? So the big part of the Fletcher family, they were like, hey, we understand that you're a fam and all, but you can't open a business across town and name it after our family in a competing business. And these cousins, they said, well, we're not changing the name. So the bigger part of the family, they filed suit against them. And they have actually won. The court in Texas, they said that these cousins who named their funnel cake business Fletch, they said that they can't use Fletcher's, Fletch, Eat Fletch, 2 words, or Eat Fletch, 1 word. So now, this they were a mother-daughter duo. They now have to change their business name, and they are seeking input from the community. Ladies and gentlemen, when you pick someone else's name to use on your mark, there is a possibility that you could lose access to it. It's better to stay clear out of using other people's names so you don't have to go and rebrand. Who knows how long they've been doing this business, this mother and daughter. I don't know how well their business was doing, but now you have to rename your business. You have to change all your marketing materials. Like, that's a lot of money. We have talked about several stories on here where people have had to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to rebrand their businesses because they did not do due diligence and used someone else's name or waited too long to trademark, and now someone else has the name and you no longer have a right to it. So doing your research, making sure that your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed are very important, because you don't want to be 1, 2, 3 years in your business, you're building up momentum, and then someone says, hey, that's my name, that's my concept, you can't use it, and you have to go and spend all this money that you might have used to expand and use it to totally revamp your business, okay? So this story is just a cautionary tale. Don't go out here using other people's names, all right? So, all right, I'm going to do 3 minutes of Q&A. If we have any questions about the stories that we talked about today, the Rolexes, whether they're fake or not, New York Fashion Week, DeMarcus Lawrence and Hot Boys, the Deer Park coffee-infused beer. Why would I want to drink coffee-infused beer? I don't even like beer. Lamar Jackson and his trademarks. Hi, Coco Rhymes. Jim Cornette and his apparent ubiquitous hatred across the interwebs, or Fletcher corn dogs. We've had all these stories today. So if you have any questions about them, now is the time to ask. Also, if you have questions about the Logos 101 series that I am doing with Martine Mango of Seedbox Digital, now is the time to ask. We've covered the first 4 types of logos. We covered letter marks, word marks, picture marks, and abstract marks. There are 3 more that we're going to be covering, as well as color psychology, how to choose your colors, how to choose your font, why you need a black and white logo. Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes into your logo. So this is a series that you're really going to want to take part in. Hi, TB Moore. And if you can't join us live on Mondays, you can pre-order the entire series for just $29 right now using the link in my bio, linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm. All right. So we have like 1 more minute. Also want to remind you, It's the beginning of the year. This is when we're trying to put a lot of plans into place. If you have a business that you are trying to get off the ground, my Biz Starter Basics video training is on sale for $19 for the month of January. So you've got a few more days. If you want, kind of a step-by-step breakdown of what you have to do to get that business off the ground and make it legit, and you want it in easy to understand, simple terms, my video series, which is only $19, and it comes with 3 of my ebooks, is perfect for you. And it's the perfect investment to make sure that you are setting up your business in the right way. Okay. So that is what I'm going to leave you with tonight. We will be back tomorrow with the last of our stories for the week. Remember, you can always submit stories to me. You can DM me, email me, however you want to reach me. I am going to go do some yoga and relax. Make sure that you guys take care of yourself. Get plenty of sleep. Drink your water. Get some rest. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.